Who has the best all-time college football uniforms and who has the greatest this season? So you guys gave me your picks already. I want to go through a few of these. I want to talk a little bit lighter. Eric, I want to let you go first because I know you wanted to touch on the details of uniforms.
Yeah, so if we're talking details, let's talk about the Rose Bowl for a second. I know it doesn't mean anything to John, but all the
Oh, here
small
we
little
go.
details in the uniform for the Rose Bowl, I absolutely loved. So, as an example, Ohio State's helmet here, that special stripe with roses down the middle, those little touches for a game like that. And I don't care what John says, the Rose Bowl is a mega game. It is the game from college football history. There's no place like the
Oh,
stadium
God.
in Pasadena, California.
No, you can't
And
twist my words. I got to come up for air on that one. I didn't say the Rose Bowl doesn't matter. I said Ohio State fans don't give a shit about winning the Rose Bowl if it's not a national championship or beating Michigan or winning the Big Ten. Continue.
so basically, the Rose Bowl doesn't matter.
Sure.
But anyway, those little details I really like, and it sets it apart, and it helps that we won, obviously. But I think I need to get that Rose Bowl patch and put it on one of my white jerseys
As you should. Eric, what's your pick for best uniform this season?
this season, and I'm pretty sure they wore them this season. But Notre Dame played a game, I believe it was against Army, if I'm not mistaken, and they rolled these bad boys out. It combines their classic look, which I'm not normally a fan of, but let's be honest, blue and gold as a color scheme, it goes really well together. You got the shiny gold helmets, shiny gold on the numbers there on the jerseys, and that slightly different. It's like a slate blue gray. These just really popped for me, and I like them a lot.
Eric, all-time pick.
All time pick. All right, this is a little bit of a homer take, admittedly, and I'm actually kind of wearing it. Um, I went with this version of the Buckeyes. Hear me out. From the helmet's a bit different. We got wider stripes, different colorways going. Um, what I love about this jersey, though, is that they combined elements from the years. Um, I'm wearing my boy Braxton Miller right now, and let me say this: Braxton was unbelievable. I think we forget sometimes how good he was, but
Really
he was
good.
flying around in this thing. And
I,
my particular jersey,
I
yeah,
got one
my
too.
particular jersey on the inside of the collar, it has stitched 12-0 perfect season. Because if you'll recall, we were unbeaten, but we had a stupid bowl ban because of Terrell Pryor and really bullshit from the NCAA. So they went undefeated. These unis featured. They're one of my favorites because they're classic, but they're modern. It's a good mix on Ohio State football.
Didn't you have an honorable mention you wanted to bring up, Eric?
I did. Noah really baited me into this, but since we're talking about it, John, let me ask you, what is arguably the most iconic uniform in all of
Here we
sports
go.
history?
All of sports history.
Most iconic uniforms.
I mean, I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely detest the answer, but it's Yankee pinstripes.
It's Yankee pinstripes. And what did Notre Dame win at a game at Yankee Stadium? They wore the pinstripes. I'm actually not. This is more of a joke because while the pants look cool, I don't know that the top really pulled this in together. But it's kind of cool, and it's definitely a cool throw to where they were playing that game.
Could you think
Fair
it's
enough.
cool that they had it to nod to the game, but also think it looks gross? You pulled that picture
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, such a cool idea.
Ugh.
Really bad execution, like especially for Notre Dame because their colors are dope. I hate Notre Dame too, but gold and blue is as good as it gets. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Anyway,
could have done a little better here, I admit. And maybe it's just also weird seeing pinstripes like this on a football player.
Football uniform, yeah, it's really weird.
Um, a shiny gold helmet, I think would have done better here. Um,
100%. I agree.
but
John, I want to know what you're thinking. Let's start with what you think the best uniform currently is, and then we'll go to your historic answer.
yeah. So for this season, this is definitely a homer pick, but it's also true. The all reds that Ohio State had on against Tennessee, They just look so good. In this picture, this is exactly what I wanted, but it doesn't do it justice because you don't see it at night under the lights with the gleam off of the silver of the helmet. I mean, with 11 guys out there dressed in, I just think they look real sharp. I'm a big uniform guy. It goes all the way down to the cleats. Everything was red but the helmet. This is just a good look. And I know that 16 and 17-year-olds who are thinking about where they want to go play want to look good. Like that's a big thing with pop culture. And kids who go to Ohio State games, big Ohio State games, have to be as pleased as anywhere. They're right up there with Oregon in terms of the schemes, the options, the kind of twists like you just had. The jersey you have on now, Eric, for big games. Sometimes they got the huge chrome Buckeye leaves. They just have a lot of options. I think they did a good job, but these were great. They look good. They play good. They beat the hell out of Tennessee. So this was my best uniform of 2024.
The videos coming out of like when they were in the tunnel with the lasers and
it was
all of
so
that,
sick.
Look, and have they ever worn all red before, all scarlet?
Not just like as a casual alternate, not for a while at least. So it
Yeah,
was
I
a
didn't think
bigger
so.
moment to wear something different than just the scarlet top, the gray pants,
Yep.
the normal, or the white on, gray, the stuff they normally wear. It was a bigger deal for sure as a first time home playoff game to wear almost what is an alternate.
Yeah,
John, what's your
ever.
all-time pick?
I kind of alluded to it before when I said it doesn't get any better than blue and gold. The Buckeyes do have an iconic uniform. My favorite color is blue. I went with the UCLA Bruins. I mean, you got the powder blue, you got the gold, you got the unique stripes around the shoulder. UCLA isn't like USC, even in terms of being an iconic program, let alone Ohio State or Notre Dame, but this is a classic uniform. UCLA is a classic program when you think all sports and old Pac-10. They've had their moments too. I love Carolina blue, powder blue. I think the UCLA uniforms are crisp and classic and never get old. So shout out to the Bruins. If you played as well as you looked, you guys would have a hell of a lot better football team.
And we wouldn't have your coach as offensive coordinator. The Rams kind of ripped them off, no?
Here and there,
yeah, a little.
probably.
I kind of see the Rams when I look at that.
So I'm
Gentlemen.
going to take a ton of shit for this. I want Noah to get his jerseys in. I did have 2 honorable mentions. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hear your mouths. I hate the
wait
Yankees.
until I go because I have 4 jerseys I'm going to talk about just because.
All
I
right, yeah.
So go ahead.
No, Tennessee's orange is a very good look, and it's classic.
This guy.
And this is going to be worse. When Michigan wears all blue with yellow numbers, that is a great look. I hate the team.
Cannot
I'm
give
an Ohio
that
State
answer.
fan, but you're asking
you're
just
not.
pure uniforms. Yeah, they
Take
do
the
look
hat
good.
off, take the jersey off, and get off the show. You're done. You're done.
Not your show.
done.
You gave me a login and username, buddy. I'm not going anywhere.
Listen. So before I get into my mentions, I want to talk about a not so honorable mention. Me and Eric talked about this. I'm going to pull it up right now. TCU did a uniform refresh recently, and it is the most atrocious thing, the most disgraceful thing to the Horned Frog brand I have ever seen. How do you get rid of the horns that are clearly there on the left and put together this basic create a jersey that you see on the right?
Create a jersey is the best way to say that. It's like
Right.
Penn State. That's just an ugly jersey.
Is it worse than the Tulane green and powder blue? That's another.
John,
ugly
I think
one.
you have a hater in the comments. Look at what Tim Lyon said over here. Change the password, Noah.
Tim, in fairness to John, he's a fellow Bengals fan, so I
That's
don't know.
true,
You
too.
got some common ground there.
Listen, so I'm going to go into my pick for right now. The image that I pulled isn't the greatest image in terms of the right now uniforms. This is a little bit of a throwback, but I think it is a good example of why they are the best uniforms in college football. It is the Oregon Ducks because they have so many different options. They do so many different cool things with their uniforms. Yes, some are complete strikeouts, but some are absolute home runs. So I got to give the Oregon Ducks credit, especially because we whooped their ass last week. So they can have something nice. They can have this as their consolation prize. This small podcaster in downtown Cleveland, Ohio said, you got some cool uniforms, bud. Enjoy the Bahamas.
Of
Anyway.
all the Oregon uniforms you could have picked, though,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that one's top 10.
No,
See,
I was
that's my
literally going to say
favorite, actually.
you picked the ugliest Oregon uniform out of 50.
Dude,
But
no, my favorite. The fact that it matches the duck to a T, I love it personally.
Well, I think there's a reason we haven't done a Brutus jersey, but to each their own.
Well,
was just
what are we
gonna
gonna have
say
a
that.
big nut on our chest? Pause.
Maybe you do
Right.
every night. Oh, shoot.
Okay, here
This
we
is a
go.
kid show. Sorry.
My all-time
Reel
pick,
us in.
my all-time pick goes to the UNC Tar Heels. I don't know why I just froze up there for a second. These throwbacks are what they wore this year, actually. They've had a couple different versions of this throwback, though. It is just such a clean uniform. It is the best color of all the colors, is that powder Carolina blue. I love it so much. And because I'm the host, and
The
you
love
both got
of
to say,
UNC. I just don't get it.
yeah, well,
I
it's
like-
the color for me. It's just my favorite color.
It's a great color. I like UNC also, but that was right up there with UCLA. It's almost the same color.
And now, because you guys both got to get an Ohio State pick in there, I'm about to piss you both off. My favorite Ohio State jersey that they have worn in my lifetime, the 1916
Yeah.
striped throwbacks. I love these jerseys. I have one in my closet. I wear it every game. I love this jersey. Any reactions?
I want you to keep wearing it because we're winning. But no, once again, you pick one of the worst jerseys as your favorite. I've never liked this one. You tried to sell me one of these, and I told you no. It
You
just
tried to sell it to
it's
me
not-
too, and I didn't want it.
Not my
Evan, if you're
favorite.
listening out there, I suckered you into it, man. Thank you, because now I have one that fits and I wear it every game day.
You know what? Since we're giving out so many honorable mentions, the Ohio State Blacks, especially with the black helmets and those, they're like almost like a chrome scarlet.
chrome.
The stickers, that was so sharp. And then the Buckeyes one time wore like a camo helmet that was darker as well. Those were sick too.
The black would honestly probably be my real answer, but I wanted to bait you guys and piss you off because I know I tried to sell you both that jersey. And I do really genuinely like that jersey, but the black is probably the best look in terms of any blackout in college football ever, in my opinion. But that's just me.